Just finished the White Lake 70.3. Fantastic race, fantastic day. And now it's time to chat with a fantastic race director. We are here with one of the race directors for the White Lake 70.3. I'm going to go ahead and let him introduce himself.
Are we allowed to call it?
Oh,
no, it's okay.
It's 70.3. I mean, 70.3 should be allowed, right?
Yeah,
It's
care.
not. It's not.
Not going to bother me.
Yeah, so I'll go let him introduce himself and tell us a little bit about the race this weekend.
Yeah, man. It's awesome to have you, first of all. My name's Tom Clifford. I own the company Without Limits. We're based out of Wilmington, North Carolina, which is about an hour southeast of here on the coast. But regionally, we're a race directing company. We direct a few running races. We do some triathlons, some premier ones like this one, and the YMCA triathlon in September. And then we do the Wilmington Marathon in February, and the Battleship Half, and a bunch of fun trail races. We're like all about the fun of the athletes. And then we coach athletes. So it's all around endurance sports. We love it. But we love having fun too. So that's the big thing.
I could tell that from out here. And I used to live up here in North Carolina. I'm down in Tennessee now. And awesome. I wish I'd done more of your events when I still lived up here, because the race today was phenomenal. Like, I had a great time doing it. So can you give us a little bit of background on this particular race, how long it's been going on, and some of what was going around with the race today?
Yeah, it's awesome, man. So I think this race started in the 90s, Setup Events, and Bill Scott started this, and they used to have it at the FFA Center over just down the way. And then the transition kind of took place where we came involved in 2020. The pandemic hit, right? Yeah. So no races happened, including this one. The FFA Center wouldn't allow anybody to race because of the COVID stuff. But Golson's Beach did. They're like, hey, use our parking lot. So we had a 45-person triathlon in 2020. And like a couple pros showed up.
You got pros?
We got pros to come because nobody was holding races. So we got some pros to come, got a bunch of age groupers to come. And so Aaron Kolk and Aaron got the pros. We're like, let's put the race on here. Hardly anybody was here. We had a timing company coming, like, hey, we'll time it. We'll just come. Like, everybody was just like, let's go do something, because everybody remembers 2020.
Yeah, I was going a little bit stir crazy there.
So everybody's kind of stir crazy. So we just came up here, we did this race, and then in 2021 we proposed it to Bill because he already owned the White Lake Half, and we're like, hey, can we partner up with you and make it a pro race and try to up kind of the caliber of the event and make it more of a regional, maybe even national event, but keep it small and grassroots, not like a 2,000 or 3,000 person race. Mm-hmm. This venue can't hold that, but make it like a 500 person race where people are going to be taken care of. They love the event. They feel like they've accomplished a goal. Yeah. And that's where it needs to be. It was 320 this year. So all listening out there, like, think about early May next year for our event. And like, that's where it is. And we want to keep like making it all about the triathlete.
Yeah. And I mean, I can attest that the whole setup, the race course itself was awesome. Yeah. Everything around this
was about the swim.
Yeah, we can talk about the swim in a second here. We'll talk about the actual course. But I mean, I can attest that in general, like the course, the area, like it was, it's pretty remote out here. So it's a great spot. Like, I didn't have much issue with traffic or anything.
Right.
And I've gotten to talk with a bunch of the organizers, which is great.
Yeah.
I've mostly done like the bigger branded, like the Ironman races. And this year I've already done like a couple local races. And I think that going forward, I want to do more local races because we get to have these connections.
Sure.
So I personally love them. I'm going to do this next year. I'm going to bring some athletes to it next year as well.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, let's jump into the course.
So this we kind of deem this as like a double loop course all around. Swims a double loop, bikes a double loop, runs a double loop. So me and my guys, we marked the bike and the run. And then the swim, our other organizer, I don't know who took the coordinates today, but I think someone had a coordinate where they were given the 1.2 mile coordinates. I'm not sure what happened, honestly. It doesn't really matter at this point. The point is we all came together as a team real quick and said, I think the swim is marked 1.2, not, half of 1.2, right? And so everybody's in the water already except the last wave. And I'm like, dude, they're halfway and they're 12 or 13 minutes right now. Like, the pros are going to swim 24 or 25 and they're at the halfway point. I swear to God, this thing was marked only half. So we made an audible. We called an audible right there and said, we're going to make it a one loop course. And I really, truly believe it's 2,100. And sure enough, people started coming out and they were like disoriented, like, what happened? Like, no, it's one loop. You're good. Go to transition. And we caught a couple Garmin data on the way out. they're like, yeah, I already swam 2050.
Oh,
I'm like, yes, that was it. So it was just like, you can write a book about this someday, and like people would be like, oh my god, like all the crap that happens in these races. And this was one of those things where everybody was actually like, when you came out and gave the news to everybody, they were excited, but like confused, but like, I don't have to go in again? Okay, good, because I was about to quit because that course was way long. They had no idea how long it was because no one's like looking at their watches.
I was.
Yeah, he had the buzzer going on. Yeah. So the long story short, obviously we just talked about, but like everybody was we made it work, and that's just kind of like, I don't know. I thank the man upstairs for the audible. Like, we got it done, and it was a legit course. The bike is a 2-loop 28-mile course. It's perfectly 28 miles. It works out good.
Spot on.
And then the run, I ran it yesterday. I always run the courses that I measure, just so like my own Garmin is hitting like any other runner's
also
Garmin.
Spot on.
So 13.12. Yep. So it's a double out and back. So we hit a lot of aid stations and just try to make it, spectator friendly. It's what everybody wants. They want to see people on course. They want to feel like this meaningful, and so it was just a fun day, from the first finisher to the last finisher. Yep.
Yeah, we just watched the last finisher came in, and I think he might have had more people cheering for him than when I was coming in.
It was awesome, man. 80 years old. The guy obviously had some health issues in the past, but he's out here 80 years old giving life advice to all of our younger generation that, look, this is about the journey. Not, you're going to have highs and lows, and that's what it's all about.
Yep. My coaching business is good vibes and exercise, and I preach the same stuff. Like, you want to go out there, you want to do your best, but like, you have to enjoy the process too. Whether you have a good race, whether you have a bad race, like, whether you have a swim that, like you have some mishaps in there, like you kind of got to roll with the flow and like make sure to have a good time while you're out here, doing these races. And that's one of the great things about like these local races, that is like, they are smaller, they are condensed. You get a lot more, at least in my opinion, you get a lot more of that community feel than some of the bigger races.
Absolutely, man. Well, it's good that what you're doing is promoting the sport and bringing the endurance community together. And we appreciate everything. Appreciate you coming here and bringing your crowd next year. And for all of you out there, check out our website, IamWithoutLimits.com. And this guy right here, he's doing a good thing. So, we're just the up-and-coming generation trying to make it happen. So we appreciate everybody out there that follows him. And I probably don't have nearly as many followers as you do.
I don't have a whole lot yet. Emphasis on the yet. But yeah, I'll make sure to link everything down below if y'all want to sign up for the race next year. Do y'all have any upcoming races that people can look into as well?
So I don't own this one, but I direct for the YMCA. The oldest sprint triathlon in the country is actually the first public sprint triathlon in the country, called the YMCA Wrightsville Beach Sprint. September 30th. It was started the year after the first Ironman in Kona in 78. It was started in 1979 by Carl Sutter. And it was the first public triathlon, I think, in the world. And they're doing a documentary on it this year that's going to be released. So we sorry, bugs. We direct that, and it's about 1,000 triathletes in Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina. So we do that one and a bunch of other races. But if he's so kind to share this video, I will be happy to also share and connect, and we can just kind of co-op on this stuff. This is good stuff.
Awesome. I love it. So there you go. You've got a race for next year. You've got a race for later this year. I'll link everything down below. We'll keep it up. And again, thank you for this race. Thanks for everything else.
Thanks a lot.